Don't scab for the bosses, don't listen to their lies. Us poor folks haven't got a chance unless we organize. Which side are
Taylor, guess what?
What? Which side are you
Trump got arrested. Donald Trump.
I know. I'm so happy about it.
Yeah. It is exciting that, like, anything is happening at all in that realm.
True. I mean, it's like better than, I guess, what we all expected, which was that nothing would ever happen.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I guess that's good. You know, Easter, that happened.
Yeah, happy Easter.
Happy Easter.
He is risen. R-I-Z-Z-E-N.
True.
Risen.
Yeah, no, for sure. Pour one out for J-Town.
Uh-huh.
Our
J-Town.
boy. Yeah, that's how I'm trying to rebrand. Well, I can't honestly take credit for that because I am stealing that from The Dollop, my other favorite podcast. But they have been recently calling him J-Town to rebrand him for the kids.
Nice, I love it.
Yeah, so I feel like we should also hop on the J-Town train.
I feel like for the like, you know, queers our age, we could do what we usually do and just call him like Jizzly.
Yeah, Jizzly.
Yeah.
Jizzly Crizzlers.
Jizzly Crizzlers.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
exactly.
The man himself.
We gotta bring that bit back a little bit.
Do.
I feel like
Oh,
it's died down.
It's chilled, but it's always there with us,
it's
like in our
chilled,
hearts.
But
you
it's
know?
thawing.
Exactly, yeah. It's in our hearts. The Isler is still there.
Yeah, always. The Isla language.
Yeah.
Slizzlers.
Languislys.
Languidsleys.
Yeah.
Slicks. Linguistics.
Something like that.
Yeah. And you know what else is thawing me? From the fucking finally it's warm.
True.
I have actual mental health again. Like I have serotonin and like I can produce thoughts that aren't
gone.
just like I hate myself and I hate everything around me. Yeah, it's like 60 something today. It feels warmer actually. Let's see.
It was like
what is
in
Google?
The 70s, I think. At least that's what my car said when I was driving here.
Holy fuck. It's 71, you guys.
Yeah,
it got all the way up to
crazy.
72 today, and it was snowing literally a week ago.
Yeah, it's fucking
so
insane.
I'm finally happy
also,
after
pray for
months.
Utah's flooding.
Yeah, please. I don't know if
prayers.
you can hear in the background. You might be able to hear a little chirping of the birds and perhaps some light wind. I have my windows open for the vibes.
Wind. Yeah, no, vibes are immaculate right now.
Yeah, it's really nice. I cleaned my whole house today. Feel good. I'm back on top of my shit.
I'm so glad. I'm happy.
Thank you. Me too, actually, truly. So yeah. Sorry I've been gone, everyone. My life has been a mess. Yeah, everything's fine. I'm okay
happens to the
now.
best of us.
But yeah, my our sweet spokes dog Tonks has passed away.
Yes.
She is resting peacefully. Obviously it's devastating, but it's for the best, and she was ready. So yeah.
True. For remembered always.
Yes.
And loved.
Yeah.
Truly.
Always remember, never forget Tonks.
There's just some incoherent screaming in the background that I was not expecting. Oh, it's good.
Oh my god. Anyway, Taylor, what are we talking about?
So I am getting back to our roots here at Remarks.
Yeah.
And those roots being talking about how bad companies are, baby.
And it feels right.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
It feels comfy. It feels right. It feels like
the world, it's like the circle of life, you know, you always end up the balance in the force between the four nations.
The yin and yang that is Remarks.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, Hobby Lobby is just another piece
Hisley
of Lizzlers, you could say. It's just another piece of the shitstorm puzzle that is conservative Christian capitalism.
Oh, man. Don't I know it?
Oh, yeah. It's the best. And as with every rags to riches story, we got to start with something small. And I will say, I mean, you know, America was a different place 50 years ago. And, like, rags to riches was, like, semi more attainable. You know, it's still not, like, something you can just do. Like, you know, these people still came from like privilege and whatnot, but like it was still more like, oh yeah, like you could start a company with like a small loan and stuff.
Like mom and pop could start their little corner store that one day became fucking Walmart or whatever.
Exactly, yeah. But anyway, so David and Barbara Green started Hobby Lobby in the 1970s by taking out a $600 loan to begin making picture frames in their garage in Oklahoma City. That's where it all started,
See,
baby.
it sounds wholesome.
It sounds like it. It's not, but I read a quote. So David, there's not a whole lot about Barbara Green, but David Green comes from a very religious family. His father was a pastor, and all of David's siblings were either pastors themselves or pastor wives.
Oh, shit.
I think he had like 6 siblings or something like that.
Jesus.
I think he's the only one that like isn't, because he's obviously a CEO.
Yeah, he's the black sheep of the family.
Exactly, yeah. 2 years later, they opened up their first store and thus began the Hobby Lobby empire that has become the religion of crafty wine moms ever since. Truly.
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah. A little quote skis from Hobby Lobby's very own website.
Oh, boy.
And this is a quote from the website, but it is a quote from David Green himself.
Okay.
We believe it is by God's grace and provision that Hobby Lobby has endured. He has been faithful in the past. We trust him for our future.
Okay.
This is on their corporate website.
Yeah,
by the way.
yeah. That's so weird.
I know.
God has kept us in business.
It's
and
true,
I feel like that's almost like saying, like, you've done a shitty job of running a business because you're not like, yeah, our good big business practices and like us just being like good at what we do. No, it was God.
It was God. I mean, that's like, remember like when you were in church and they would always tell you like, yeah, like God will provide all of your needs if you just like rely on him, you know? It's like that kind of shit where it's like, not really. I mean, like God just, I don't know, like, you're very much discounting the hard work you do to stay afloat.
Right, exactly. Or that your employees do. I suppose.
that in this case, yeah. So they also have their core values listed on their website.
Oh, man.
And are as follows. Number 1, honoring the Lord in all we do by operating in a manner consistent with biblical principles.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's already very heavy-handed for a craft store.
Exactly. Offering customers exceptional selection and value, which I've been into a Hobby Lobby. They do have a lot of selection. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, it's massive.
Point for you, Hobby Lobby. You do have a big selection. Serving our employees and their families by establishing a work environment and company policies that build character, strengthen individuals, and nurture families. Keep that one in mind. Providing a return on the family's investment, sharing the Lord's blessings with our employees, and investing in our community. So, also another one, probably a good one to keep in mind.
Yeah.
David Green is, of course, a devout Christian that claims he still works 6 days a week to further the Lord's kingdom and arts and crafts. That was just me improvising. He didn't say that specifically, but he did say that he claims that he does work 6 days a week.
Okay.
Which I don't know if that's true. I mean, like, the CEO of a company, especially because he's like pretty old now.
Yeah.
I don't think he's dead yet.
When it's like 6 days a week doing what?
Yeah, like going to meetings and stuff, like maybe, but yes. Where was I at? To give credit where credit is due, Hobby Lobby does start their employees at $18.50 an hour, which is better than a lot of places and higher than more than double the federal minimum wage.
Yeah.
Which is good, I will say. So I will give them a point in that regard. Phoebe, you and I, we spent Super Bowl Sunday together, if you recall.
Facts,
right?
we did.
Do you remember the little ad that aired by an organization called He Gets Us?
Yes. It was so weird.
It was weird, huh? Well, David Green donates heavily to that group. And other backers of that group are known to be anti-LGBTQ+, as well as anti-abortion.
Sweet.
So no surprise there, a Christian group being anti-gay and anti-abortion. But like, it's kind of, I guess, par for the course in that.
For sure.
area,
For sure.
Yeah.
I do find it really... And man, this could be a whole episode, but that entire thing of like that commercial airing during the Super Bowl, I know that obviously, the Super Bowl is like typically a more conservative Christian audience, but it just feels really weird that they like allowed that to air during, I don't know, I just feel like it wasn't very secular, and I feel like they usually try to like kind of stay out of that shit. Like, remember, wasn't it Tim Tebow or something was like doing the
like,
prayer thing, and they were like mad about it.
Yeah, they were.
And now they're like letting this kind of shit excuse you,
pardon me,
air during the Super Bowl. Anyway, the whole thing was just like really weird.
Yeah, no, definitely odd and definitely like very unexpected, I feel like.
Yes.
Again, like for that kind of like time spot, like the Super Bowl commercial, like how much money is this organization raking in?
Exactly.
Is what I'm wondering.
From Hobby Lobby too,
Apparently
specifically.
from Hobby Lobby, yeah. So yeah, to jump into, he's also not dead yet. I double checked. Yeah, David Green is still currently alive, but we're getting there. So he's pretty old. To jump into some of the many controversies that Hobby Lobby has faced over its 50-year run, we begin with a 2011 incident where Green was accused of forcing the founders of a nonprofit out of their own organization. Mm-hmm. The organization name Feed the Children, I'm sure I feel like it's a pretty popular one.
That sounds familiar to me.
Filed a lawsuit against Green stating they staged a hostile takeover of the group.
Oh.
The lawyers for Green stated that the lawsuit was meant to tarnish them and ruin their reputation. The Joneses, who is the owner or the founder of the organization, the Joneses attorney, who was the original founder, said that they wanted to take control of the 6th largest charity in the world. We, of course, can only speculate as to why Green would have done this, but my guess would be to benefit from the tax breaks that owning such a large charity would entail.
Exactly.
And not having to build your own charity from the ground up. So that would be, again, my guess there, but who's to say? It's all speculation at this point. Yeah. In 2012, Congress passed the Women's Health Amendment to the ACA, which determined that all FDA-approved contraception should be covered by healthcare plans. So, I don't know if you know where this one's going.
Yeah. I have so many thoughts.
Yeah.
So many fears.
That is a good thing, for sure.
Yes.
This may come as a surprise to you, but some people don't want to have a child or the risk of a child every time they bone. However, as I'm sure you're painfully aware, our loving brothers in Christ at Hobby Lobby Corporation could not stand for such injustice. The amendment that happened when it first happened resulted in about 62 million new people in total having access to birth control that wouldn't have had it otherwise, because now they were covered in employee healthcare plans.
Right.
Hobby Lobby took its case to the Supreme Court in 2014, stating under the Religious Freedom Restoration Act, it shouldn't have to provide birth control coverage to or in its healthcare plans.
Oh my God.
This case was known as Burwell versus Hobby Lobby. The outcome of the case is like a little bit confusing to follow, but the general synopsis is that Hobby Lobby won, and under the claims of religious freedom in a 5-4 vote, did not have to provide contraceptive coverage to their employees.
Oh my God.
Even though the law, like the act passed, but then the Supreme Court ruled that like the religious freedom, I guess, is more important than, or a higher human right than the right to safe and affordable contraception.
Doesn't like, I mean, obviously, everybody's finding loopholes to everything, but like, I feel like the Religious Freedom Act should not apply to like an entire fucking corporation. Like, I feel like it's an individualized thing.
You would think,
but of course they're going to use that as an argument. Just like, what was it? That one like cake shop or something was like refusing to make a cake for like a gay wedding, which it's like fucking whatever, I guess. But
exactly. Well, and you'll love this. So,
good.
After the decision in 2014, it inspired religious leaders to use the ruling, as it usually does, like, it sets a precedent, use the ruling to send a letter to the White House saying they shouldn't be subject to non-discrimination laws against LGBTQ plus individuals because it was also taking away their religious freedom. Oh, it's so good.
Okay. I mean, so then you're just like saying that like Christianity is
more important than discriminating against people.
And you're like just openly admitting that Christianity is homophobic and that you are homophobic, and as a Christian it's your right to be homophobic. Like, basically. You're not even trying to like pretend anymore that like, no, we love everyone. It's like, no, we have a right to make sure these gays can get fired for being gay.
It's our fucking right to refuse them service because they look fruity. It's
it's our right to be homophobic.
Truly, and it is. under this court decision, it was. So, not that that's good, but Green himself was never a supporter of the Obamacare Act and its many regulations that required companies to not make life a living hell for their employees. This is a quote from a Business Insider article from Green. These abortion-causing drugs go against our faith, and our family is now being forced to choose between following the laws of the land that we love or maintaining the religious beliefs that have made our business successful and have supported our family and thousands of our employees and their families. Green wrote in a statement at the time, "We simply cannot abandon our religious beliefs to comply with this mandate." So, yeah. If you were a person with a uterus working for Hobby Lobby, they care more about the Sky Wizard than they do you having access to contraception.
Yeah.
That shit's expensive, too. Like,
extremely.
Birth control? Fucking way expensive.
Even condoms are pretty expensive.
True. Yeah, it's crazy. Moving on to another example of how Hobby Lobby is a walking dumpster fire of a business. In 2013, this one's kind of like less gnarly, I guess, but I figure it was like a whole blow up. In 2013, a customer asked if the store sold Jewish holiday decorations to an employee of a New Jersey Hobby Lobby. The employee responded with, and I quote, "Hobby Lobby doesn't cater to your people," to this person. This, of course, was a PR nightmare for Hoblob and resulted in a half-baked apology from the corporate office that I'm sure David Green didn't even look at before sending it out. But yeah, that was like a whole thing that happened and, like went viral and whatnot. As things do, I suppose.
I just feel like there should be something in place that, like, as a corporation, you don't get to, like, you have to be secular. Like, you don't get to... Because you're not an individual anymore. You are a multi-billion dollar, multi-billion employee. Probably not multi-billion. Multi-billion dollar, I don't know, 100,000 plus employee, like, functioning mechanism. And so I just feel like you don't get the right to, like, not have Jewish decorations anymore. Like, you have to.
Yeah, no,
do it like Michael. I mean, at the very fucking least, throw a single little section in there, like True, every store does, where they're like, here you go. Whoa. Like, at the least, pretend to fucking, like, it's just, I mean, obviously that's not how any of this works, but I just feel like you don't get to, like, have thoughts on political things or religious things or opinions anymore if you're a corporation. Like, that's True. Just produce things, the end.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I mean, and that's what's frustrating is it's like, not only can they still have these thoughts and, run their business however they want, I guess, but like also they can lobby for what they think is right.
Yes.
Because now they're rich and can just donate to politicians so that they get whatever they want all the time.
Right. And I mean,
stupid and frustrating.
The conversation you and I have had 1,000 times where it's just like, truly, like, corporations do control everything because they give money to the policies that they want to see in the world. Be the homophobic policies you want to see in the world.
I have always said that, and you've always said that. Day one, that's what you said to me.
Yes.
When I was 3 years old and I got lost in a giant tidal wave, and you swam out to save me.
Yeah.
And you pulled me in from the dark depths of the ocean.
And you were shaking.
And I was shaking.
And your lips were blue.
Yeah, it was super blue. And you ripped off your coat and wrapped it around me to keep me warm.
Kissed you gently on the forehead, and I said, be the homophobic policies you want to see in the world.
That is exactly how it happened.
Yeah.
Don't look it up, or don't, actually.
Yeah. We should start, I don't know how to, like, start a Wikipedia page, but we should start a Wikipedia page for ourselves and just, like, fill it with, like, bullshit.
Nonsense?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be so funny.
I know.
Have, like, everybody else fill it with stuff. Like, we'll edit it, and if, like, you write any fuck shit, then, like, we'll take it off. But, like, just have, like, anybody who wants to edit
Crazy
it. Just, like,
stories.
Put the most insane thing,
yes.
like, it was Afghanistan 2003. Me and the boys were pinned down by sniper fire, and Phoebe jumped out onto a live grenade to save us all. Just things like that, I think, would be funny.
Please. Make it happen, listeners.
Please. You know what else we're going to make happen right now?
Oh, my God. An ad break?
An ad break.
Wow.
Woo.
Woo.
That was seamless.
That was.
What can I say?
Good job. Well done.
Well done. Well done. Yeah.
Anyway. Today.
You did what today?
Got my ducts cleaned.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, I can actually tell, like, I breathed in and it, like, cleaned my lungs, actually. Like,
wow.
It's, like, scooped out the gunk that's in there. But, like, you know, years of wear and tear.
Wear and tear.
It's on there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Good.
No, it's good.
Yeah. Yeah, did that. Got my ducts sanitized.
Whoa.
This is my life now. Exciting things.
Very, very, I mean, yeah. Exciting. You're in your clean duct era.
I am. The other day I was looking at my gutters. I didn't need to clean. Actually, my gutters look pretty good.
Wow.
Which was crazy. So I didn't have to do a thing.
Impressive.
Thank you. I know. Yeah, I gardened.
Yeah.
Daniel raked my front yard and cleaned my garage. Cutie pie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my life. That's what I do. Homeowner tings.
Just homeowner tings. You should do like I don't know how the logistics of doing this and not like doxing yourself.
Okay.
But like doing like a virtual tour and posting it on the Patreon for everybody.
That'd be cute.
Yeah. I mean, I think most people have actually seen it that are patrons, but
yeah,
it's still
everyone who's a patron like is a friend of ours anyway.
True.
So
yeah. So maybe that wouldn't be the best, but someday when we have more patrons,
yes, yeah, that would be fun.
Maybe don't live here.
And I could do like a little. Hey, check out all the progress I've made on this place. Look at all the hard work and dedication of Remarks and Friends.
Truly,
has turned this place into.
Truly, I guess you could probably also get that kind of update just on like Twitter too, but
that's true.
So follow Phoebe's Twitter.
Follow my Twitter, bitches. Even though Twitter, I'm so disappointed.
Yeah, Twitter's going to
so much. We already knew that was gonna happen, but like worse than ever.
Yeah, no, it's
I just don't even see the tweets from people I follow at all anymore.
No, I just see random people that are like popular on Twitter,
and it's not funny. They are not funny.
They never are. Also, I feel like I've mentioned this, but I saw somebody get like murdered the other day.
Yes,
like a month or two ago. Like I saw a video of like, I guess it was like a wife cheating on her husband.
Ugh.
And then like the husband runs in and the dude that she was cheating with like runs out or whatever.
Oh no.
And then it looked, at first I thought that, because it was like shitty security cam footage, and I thought that he was just like punching her, and I was like, oh my god. And then I saw like you start to see like blood, and you're like, oh fuck, he has a knife. Oh my god. And you just like saw this woman get fucking murdered. Like, what? Like, why is that popping up on my Twitter? I was scrolling through like Twitter at work, you know, like, it's awful. It's like they need to have some kind of like not safe for work thing, like Reddit does.
Yeah.
Where like if you see something that says NSFW, then you're like, oh well, I'm not gonna click on this when I'm literally at work. Like, yeah, it was awful.
Jesus Christ.
It was something. Anyway. back to Hobskis Lobskis. Hob on the knob.
Hob on this knob.
Till she lob. Or something like that.
Yes.
So the president of Hobby Lobby as of 2004 was David's son, Steve Green, who is just as much of a fuck as his father is. In 2017, Steve Green officially opened the Museum of the Bible.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
After many years of preparation and abhorrent behavior that we will get into in a moment.
Oh, good.
The museum did finally open in 2017. The stated goal was to engage people with the history of the Bible and its thousands of artifacts and historical evidence to support the claims made in it. So, really fun.
Love the use of the word history there.
History, yeah. Very, very loose definition of history, for sure. Green began collecting artifacts in 2009 with what I can only assume is his whole family. So I feel like it was like a family, like, oh, we're rich, let's buy Bible stuff, you know?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah. So David Green isn't off the hook here either, just because it's his son. He stated that when he set out to open the museum in Washington, D.C., he was naive about the collecting process and failed to get the right kinds of certifications done on the artifacts and those who were selling them. The same year that the museum actually opened, Hobby Lobby had to pay $3 million in fines for not exercising due diligence and was forced to return about 5,500 clay tablets and other items that had been illegally imported and basically stolen from areas of the Middle East, mainly Iraq.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, no, it's great. So, they just stole a bunch of artifacts.
Yeah. I mean, isn't that how all museums work, though?
Pretty much, yeah. Just whatever. Like, it's just illegal now, but, go back 200 years and it would have been totally fine.
The entire British Museum is like,
exactly. Oh, yeah. This one's funny, though, I think. Items like the Dead Sea Scroll fragments that the museum boasted as one of its pieces were found to be fake.
Yeah.
Usually, I'm not super upset about, like, a rich guy getting scammed. But the unfortunate part of it is that there were a lot of people who went and actually paid real money to go see some scroll fragments that were, in fact, just fake.
Yeah.
Some other items even come from Iraq's National Museum, which was looted in 2003 in the chaos of the U.S. invasion.
Yeah.
And ended up being sold to the Greens to put in their little museum.
I mean, it's kind of like how, every single Catholic church will be like, we have a piece of, like, Mary's hair or, like, baby Jesus's fucking cradle or whatever. Yeah. And it's, like, never true.
Oh, absolutely. Of course it's not.
But they are all just like, yes.
This is it. This is the thing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. No, it's pretty stupid. And also just incredibly disrespectful to these
It is. Yeah.
cultures, of course. Earlier in 2014, during the planning stages of the museum, Green wanted to start a high school class elective in Oklahoma schools that would use a Museum of the Bible textbook to teach the curriculum. It's supposed to be focused on archaeology of the Bible and the Middle East, but for obvious reasons, this did not go over well with that little separation of church and state thing that we do here,
Mm-hmm. Unless it's Utah. Then you get to have seminary.
You can literally have a church right on the grounds of your school, basically.
It's like, 25 feet away or something.
Yeah, no, it's stupid. I mean, yeah, they like have to have it there so that, the middle schoolers that can't drive can just like walk to.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, Phoebe, if you were to have to return 5,500 stolen items to a different country, do you think you would be more diligent about what you collect and display in your little make-believe museum?
You would think after getting fined, $3 million?
$3 million, yeah.
Yeah, and then having to ship back a bunch of shit, which is probably a hassle. I can't even get my old monitors mailed back to Google, so I would imagine that that's even more difficult. Yes, I would say yes, I would try to do that.
Well, so in 2020, Green announces another 11,500 pieces to be returned to Iraq and Egypt.
Oh my God.
Once again, showing that they did not learn their lesson from 2017 and do not actually give a fuck.
No, not at all.
This brings us to 2020, and I have a little bit of personal experience with Hobby Lobby in 2020 because my sister actually worked for the company during the pandemic, if you recall.
I do. I forgot about this.
Yes, my sister worked there. So me and her would talk about this often. So I kind of got like a secondhand look at how things were going.
An insider info.
Exactly. The basic gist of the story is that in 2020, during the height of the global pandemic, when many were suffering from illness and fear about the impending illness, Green announces that Hobby Lobby will remain open. So they were like, I'm not going to close down.
Yeah.
Phoebe, do you want to know why they stayed open? Aside from like the obvious, like money,
Yeah. Yeah.
And not believing that the pandemic was real or a threat.
Right.
What do you think their justification was for it?
It was God's will.
Ooh, you're on the right track.
Ooh, okay.
The reason the stores will remain open, or would remain open at that time, is because his wife, Deborah Green, received a message or a vision from God in a dream telling her that the store must go on.
Classic.
So good.
Wow.
It's like
Debbie.
I can't. Debbie. She just hit the wall.
Yeah. She had a prophetic dream.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ himself came down in her dreams and was like, keep your craft store open, Debbie.
The people need crafts. There's people dying.
They need crafts now more than ever.
It's true. And it had nothing, I'm sure it had nothing to do with the fact that people were stuck inside more. So crafts got really big and they wanted to capitalize on that. Sure it had nothing to do with that.
I'm sure it was,
Really good. So this combined with some leaked memos showing that no COVID sick pay would be offered and that every effort was to be made to keep employees working as long as possible through the pandemic showed that the Greens did not, in fact, take the major health concerns of their employees or their customers very seriously. After some backlash, they did close for a short time, but illegally opened many stores in April of 2020, going against many state mandates. This was around the time that Trump said that the pandemic would be over by Easter. I think that they were sticking They were sticking to that, so they opened in April when...
Well, and that's just going to play right into their, whole religious thing.
Oh, absolutely.
Hobby Lobby has risen again.
They did, yeah, from the ashes, yeah. They moved the stone.
Yes.
As they say. Eventually, the pressure built, and they did close the stores and furloughed employees without any pay or way to support themselves. Wow. So
that's so cool of them.
Very sick. Very cool to do that in the middle of a pando. Yeah, no, really just good things all around.
Yeah, good people.
To end on a hopefully less depressing note, this is like the last little controversy I read about from them. I'm sure they've done more fuck shit and are constantly, but I wanted to just kind of do an overview. This ain't no deep dive kind of podcast, but to end on a less depressing note, in September of 2020, the store came under fire for a bunch of decorative letters that had been arranged to spell out the words USA Vote Trump. So it was like kind of a sign, but it was also like, like those letters you buy, like when you just buy like a big A that's like a book end or something, or just even just like a letter for some reason,
Yeah.
So I'm at like TJ Maxx a lot, I feel.
Sure.
So someone had like arranged those to say USA Vote Trump, like right at the front of the store. The photo went viral on Twitter, and people were putting the Hoblob on blast. Many decided to boycott the store. And I'm all for boycotting Hobby Lobby because Michael's supremacy for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, because it's a god-awful place, Hobby Lobby.
Yeah.
But I will say, in their defense, there's no way of knowing if an employee arranged that or if a customer did. So it kind of makes the whole situation like a little silly. But again, I'm not like mad that people were mad at Hobby Lobby.
Right.
But
it's like if you're going to at least, like... If that's what's going to drive you to boycott them finally, like, sure. Yeah.
I know, it's weird. I know, I was like, it's not the stealing from Middle Eastern countries or the denying people with uteri, healthcare, or the just being overtly religious, like insanely. It's like the USA Vote Trump thing that does it. Like, I don't know. Weird. But
that probably got all the liberals in a twist. So,
oh, yeah. Because the only thing that liberals, the neoliberals hate more than poor people is Trump. Really. Yeah. And that's the story of Hobby Lobby so far. I can't wait to see what other terrible things they get up to in the future.
Oh my God, yeah.
I'm on the edge of my seat.
Truly.
Watching Hobby Lobby.
And it's just scary, like walking in there. I just feel afraid.
Yeah, it's just it's
huge,
a weird place,
and I feel like I'm gonna get hate crimed.
Yeah, oh for sure. I would go in again when my sister worked there. We would like go and see her and like bring her food sometimes and just like
make sure she was okay.
Yeah, just the things. And like, yeah, I remember like being in there at like his very large store. And again, I mean, no shit, like they got a lot of crafts and they got good stuff.
Sure do.
Wrong, but I don't think they have anything that you can't find at a Michael's.
Exactly. So. And guess what? If you go to a Michael's, every single employee is queer.
Oh, yeah.
Like, almost guaranteed it's either, like, the oldest woman you've ever seen in your life who's, like, really nice.
Yeah.
Or, like, the gayest person you've ever seen in your life.
For sure, yeah. No, I don't think I've ever seen a person at Michael's who's not gay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For real.
So, Michael's supremacy.
Yeah, 100%.
For sure.
I always feel comfortable there. Smells good,
True, it's nice. I feel like I can find things easy there.
Yeah, it's just not stressful.
It's not, yeah. So, but that's the sitch on Hobby Lobby.
Yeah, the evils of Hobby Lobby.
The verdict's still out on Joanne. I'm not sure, but
yeah, I can't say either.
I also hate that it's like Joanne and not Joanne's.
Is it called just Joanne?
Yeah, it's just the name. It's not like there's no apostrophe S. It's just like Joanne.
Hate that.
Like Joanne Craft Store.
Hate that.
Yeah, no, it's bad.
Yeah.
They call it Joanne's. That sounds so
because
much
it's
better.
Joanne owns the store.
Yeah, it's
Joanne's Craft Store.
Yeah. Fucking stupid.
Yeah, see, on that basis alone, I won't support.
Yeah, no, that's cancel worthy.
It
Joanne's
is, yeah,
right there.
yeah, that's grounds for cancellation right there.
Cancelvania immediately.
Cancelvania.
That's good. Anyway, yeah, that's all I got. So
beautiful.
Take it away.
I will take it away. Well, I've got another absolutely just horrific company for you. Many of us have eaten at and have even loved the chicken restaurant Chik-fil-a.
Oh, Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A.
My pleasure.
My
pleasure.
Right.
My pleasure. True.
The way
Chick-fil-A
they like
horror movie.
force their my god, yes. My pleasure as they stab you. God, yeah. So Chick-fil-A is famous for its advertisements of sad cows begging you to eat chicken instead, and for actually having decent food for a fast food place. And Chick-fil-A could have stood the test of time as a fairly quality choice for someone wanting chicken on the go. Mm-hmm. However, in 2012, perception of the chicken restaurant soured when the COO, Dan Cathy, made public comments against same-sex marriage. If you'll travel back to 2012 with me, Taylor.
I would love to.
You know, and it's like wavy.
Yeah. That's the time machine noise.
Yes. Yeah. Same sex was not federally legalized.
Yes.
Kids from elementary to high school were being repeatedly told the slogan Coney 2012 without really being told what it meant.
Oh, yes, that was me too.
Episode on that later for sure.
Oh, yeah.
We should definitely talk about that.
That'd be fun, yeah.
Because that was a weird...
That was a strange thing, yeah.
It just kind of came out of nowhere and then
died
went
out of
to nowhere.
Yeah. Just didn't, yeah.
Weird. I was a junior in high school and I was blonde for some reason.
Nice.
And people everywhere felt the need to share their very strong opinions on same-sex marriage.
Oh, yeah.
Mostly being referred to back then as just gay marriage.
Yeah.
Because, you know.
It's always.
And now it's even referred to more as like marriage equality because, yeah. But anyway. So Dan Cathy, COO and president of Chick-fil-A, went on the Ken Coleman show to unleash his opinions. Dan said that he felt that those advocating for marriage equality were bringing God's wrath upon humanity.
Yeah, no, that was actually my goal. Like when I would advocate for marriage equality was to like bring God's wrath. Like, I mean, just like end it all, God, you know?
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah, truly, not a bad idea. But.
Yeah, like 100% actually, in all honesty.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Take me out. Yeah.
Let's fucking go. Dan said, quote, "I think we are inviting God's judgment on our nation when we shake our fist at him and say, we know better than you as to what constitutes a marriage. I pray God's mercy on our nation that has such a prideful, arrogant attitude to think that we have the audacity to define what marriage is about."
Oh my God.
Which is like, you are the one, you are defining.
Yeah, you're the one who, it's, what the fuck? You're saying that the Sky Wizard is more like, oh, don't make the Sky Wizard mad. He knows what marriage is. It's like, we're the ones out here getting married. Like, I don't know.
And based on what? Like, I mean, whatever. They're going to argue that the Bible says that, like, a man should not lay with another man or whatever, which, like, I don't even know. I don't even think it, like, ever actually said that. But
it's like the context
like,
is different.
Yeah. And it's like, at what point in the Bible does it say, like, marriage is between a man and a woman, and God said that, and God said that's it. That's all we're ever doing. Like,
show me the passage where it's like God is like, yo, two guys, that's whack, you know? Mm-hmm. Like, show where did God say that?
Also, marriage in the Bible was a like completely different thing. It was like trade a woman for a cow back then.
No, exactly. Like the Bible was like chill if you like beat your wife. You know? Like that was like not grounds to get divorced back then. Like, it's good.
Yeah. Dan said that Chick-fil-A was so successful because of the support of families. Quote, "We are very much supportive of the family, the biblical definition of the family unit. We are a family-owned business, a family-led business, and we are married to our first wives." I don't really know what that is.
I think it just means that they haven't been like divorced ever, you know? Like they're not, some of them, like heathens that have, you know, either gotten divorced or I guess like been widowed. I don't know.
Yeah. We give God thanks for that. We want to do anything we possibly can to strengthen families. We are very much committed to that. We need to be more faithful, to depend on a God who does love us and wants to have a relationship with us and wants to give us the desires of our hearts. We intend to stay the course. We know that it might not be popular with everyone, but thank the Lord, we live in a country where we can share our values and operate on biblical principles.
Yeah, no, that's good that you can do that and deny service to gays.
I'm so glad that that's the type of freedom that our country has.
Yeah, no, you're free to be a bigot.
Yeah,
but...
free for white Christians.
Oh yeah, no, it's beautiful.
Yeah. After receiving criticism, Dan doubled down and told the Baptist press that he is, quote, guilty as charged and is, quote, very supportive of the family, the biblical definition of the family unit.
He really likes saying
that. Yeah.
It's the same as it's the same shit as was on Hobby Lobby's website where they're like,
exactly,
families are what got us here, and
family values.
It's family values, and it's just the shit that Christians have used since literally the dawn of time, to anybody that they don't like at that moment. It's like they're ruining the family. It's the gays, it's the communists, it's the fucking terrorists. It's like anybody who's not a white Christian, it's all.
And a white Christian that is following, whatever rules that they decide are the rules of the time.
Exactly.
These comments led to national boycott and protest of Chick-fil-A from people kind of more on the left, more liberal type. Both sides of the coin fought for their beliefs, with conservatives coming out in fierce support of the restaurant, while LGBT members and supporters boycotted and protested. And here's a quote from Vice about this situation. Quote, "The backlash to Kathy's comments was swift. First, a New York woman named Carly McGee planned an LGBTQ kiss-in at Chick-fil-A restaurants across the country. It was scheduled for August 3rd, 2012. Then came the backlash to the backlash. Former Arkansas Governor Mike Huckabee, hey Mike, responded to McGee's plan with a Chick-fil-A Appreciation Day scheduled for August 1st. Thousands of people across the country bought chicken sandwiches in support of the Cathys and their mission, and Dan Cathy himself made an appearance at a Chick-fil-A location in Fayetteville, North Carolina, to thank customers for showing up."
So dumb.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I guess that's I guess maybe that was back when people weren't stupid and didn't bought things for companies they wanted to support instead of buying things for companies they don't want to support and destroying them,
it's so stupid.
Fucking, because that's what happened with Nike and the Colin Kaepernick thing, and then fucking the Bud Light thing too. It's Kid Rock.
Kid Rock.
What a man.
I know.
Specimen.
And it's this LGBTQ kiss-in doesn't even it's you would assume then they are eating at the restaurant, so they're supporting the restaurant.
True. They're just trying to be hey, look at how many
we
gay people like your restaurant.
Yeah. It's also really funny that they organize a Chick-fil-A Appreciation Day when it's the restaurant was not suffering at all. Anyway, and another quote from the same Vice article I think highlights more problematic practices of the corporation, and by problematic I mean downright harmful. Quote, "The 2012 incident wasn't the first time the Cathys were accused of homophobia. A year earlier, a Pennsylvania Chick-fil-A's decision to donate food to a marriage seminar conducted by the Pennsylvania Family Institute, a group known for its anti-gay advocacy, prompted a nationwide boycott of the chain. Cathy issued a video statement in response to the boycott in which he claimed the company, quote, serves all people, and that while he personally believes in the biblical definition of marriage, his company doesn't have a anti-gay agenda. And back in 2002, a former employee of a Houston Chick-fil-A sued the chain for discrimination. The employee, who was Muslim, alleged that he had been fired because he refused to pray to Jesus with the other employees."
Ew.
Yeah. Why are you praying to Jesus during company hours?
At your job.
Why are we praying at work?
It's I don't know. I guess if you're a Christian and you want to say a little prayer to yourself,
that's
then
fine.
let's do your thing.
Sure.
But having a group praying session at work, that's weird.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And getting mad at people.
It's real
firing people who don't participate.
It's real fucking deep South shit, I feel,
yes.
Yes. I don't know, it's whack. Anyway.
Yes. Yeah. These comments made by Dan Cathy also moved many journalists to uncover the truth behind Chick-fil-A's philanthropy. Chick-fil-A filters all of their donations through a separate charitable organization known as the WinShape Foundation. Founded in 1984 by Truett Cathy, Dan's father. Excuse me, I had a hiccup. The foundation was originally made to help fund scholarships to Berry College, which is a Christian college in Georgia. And, you know, I mean, it's like Rice or any of these other ones that's like purity and don't be gay and all the other shit, you know.
The weird.
Not good.
Yeah.
It expanded from there to include boys and girls summer camps, foster homes, a challenge/ropes course, corporate and marriage retreats, and United States and global mission trips. Which none of that sits right with me at all, especially the ropes course after the what was it, impact training?
Yeah,
that had that.
That's weird. No, for sure. And then the mission trips, I'm like,
never good. That's never good.
Have we done like a episode on like white saviorism?
I don't think we have, honestly. I think we've talked about it, but we've never like talked, actually like spoken officially about.
Because there's definitely like, I don't know. Yeah, I'm trying to think of how we like would structure that. Like, I mean, we could tell stories of times missionaries were fucked up, which is most of them.
Yes. Yeah. Just the way that people will go to Africa and be like, oh my God, these
Instagram,
children.
Yeah. Post these black kids all over their fucking Instagrams and then come back to their nice air conditioned apartments. Like,
and do like actually nothing to help them. And,
definitely not. But man, you gave that fucking organization that brought you to Africa $2,500.
Exactly. Yep. The foundation then started donating to other family-focused, quote-unquote, organizations, many of which were based in Christian values and, of course, supported traditional marriage. And I'll list a couple of these and what their, what the donation amount was.
Yes.
And these were as of... I think this was as of 2010, these figures. So they have the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, to which they donated $480,000. Nice. Marriage and Family Foundation, to which they donated $1,188,380. The National Christian Foundation, $247,500. Berry College was $413,419. Exodus International, a grant of $1,000, Family Research Council, a grant of $1,000, and the National Institute of Marriage at $37,000.
Wait, isn't like Exodus, that name like struck me.
I will talk about it.
Okay, yeah, is that the gay one, like the conversion therapy ass one? Okay, sick.
Yes.
I was like, wait a second.
Yes. So the Fellowship of Christian Athletes is a nonprofit Christian sports ministry for college athletes. The organization has come under fire several times for excluding non-Christian students, for preaching to students, and for having students sign a purity statement that includes statements against homosexuality.
Yes.
The National Christian Foundation donated over $56 million to anti-LGBT organizations, as well as anti-immigration and anti-Muslim organizations.
So cool.
Mm-hmm. The Marriage and Family Foundation, you can pretty much guess what that is, but they're, just another like lobbying group for traditional marriage, quote unquote. In Exodus International, now this is one.
This is
This is a one.
I've heard. I feel like they were associated with Focus on the Family for a while.
Oh yeah.
I think that's how I know about them, because I did a YouTube video on Focus on the Family.
Yes, yeah, and check that out because that is good information.
Yeah.
Because I'll mention that one a little bit, but not very much. And we'll learn who Exodus International is after the break.
After a word from our
sponsor,
blank space in the ad or in the episode. Yes, we'll be back.
Someday we'll get a HelloFresh or something.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope they give us free HelloFresh, if they sponsor us
I
too.
know. I feel like that's only fair.
True, yeah. I know. Then we need like a VPN ad for like NordVPN or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that one I actually agree with.
Oh, yeah, me too.
And I mean, not like against HelloFresh.
No, yeah, me neither. But like, I feel like, and also like VPNs are cool because then you can watch Netflix wherever.
I know. Yeah, it's sick.
That's dope. Anyway.
Space.
Blank space. Taylor Swift.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, we're back. Phoebe, what did I just give you?
Taylor got me a little gift, and it is The Introduction to Scientology Ethics by L. Ron Hubbard himself.
Yeah, we're gonna read it for a bonus episode.
Yes.
So if you want to hear that, then subscribe to our Patreon.
Yeah, and don't worry, folks. Taylor bought this at Savers.
True. Yeah. No,
He
I did
would
not
never give money to the Church of Scientology.
No. I had to confess, once I bought a suitcase from the fucking Other Side Academy thrift store thing, and I was like very upset that I had to, like, because they had like the perfect suitcase I was looking for, and I was like, Phoebe, I'm sorry, I bought it.
Sorry.
I gave them $5.
How dare you?
Yeah.
In the back of this book, I've discovered that you can get a free 6-month beginning membership in the International Association of Scientologists once you've bought your first L. Ron Hubbard book.
True.
And you get a 20% discount on all L. Ron Hubbard books, tapes, and films purchased at your nearest Church of Scientology.
And that's why I was saying we could get 20% off the L. Ron Hubbard jazz band thing that he did, which exists. Look it up. I think it's on YouTube. You can find songs that L. Ron Hubbard sings on.
Fucking incredible.
It's absolutely crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, no, really, really cool stuff. Anyway.
That's like Bill Clinton's weird, like, saxophone thing.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like some of these dudes sometimes just have these weird, like, alter ego type.
Yeah.
It's like,
He also wrote a book, like a murder mystery with, what's that, like, one famous, like, crime
Wait,
writer?
Bill Clinton did?
Yeah. What the fuck? Robert Patterson?
Oh, yeah.
Like, he's like a huge, like,
Yes.
crime writer. Yeah, he
Yes,
wrote
yes,
a book
yes.
with Bill Clinton. It's
What
called,
the
like,
fuck?
The President is Missing or something.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah,
Yes. Or like Jeremy Renner has like a rock band or something.
It's called Renner.
Oh yeah, Renner.
It's so weird.
God.
It's so strange. I mean, I guess I kind of see like Jeremy Renner a little bit more because it's like he's like in the entertainment industry. But it's weird, like maybe not though, because yeah, like Steven Seagal has a blues band, like just like weird shit, you know?
Yeah, it's just it's a crossover that you wouldn't expect.
You would not expect. Yeah, I don't know. It's wild.
Oh man.
Anyway,
let's learn about this horrible organization, Exodus International. It was a non-profit, interdenominational, ex-gay Christian umbrella organization connecting organizations that sought to help people who wish to limit their homosexual desires. Founded in 1976, Exodus International originally asserted that conversion therapy was not only possible, but was the best practice to get rid of your to cure your pray the gay away. And while many leaders in the nonprofit did apologize for their involvement with conversion therapy and the org was shut down, branches of Exodus still continue to this day. The Family Research Council is an American evangelical
you're right.
Got tripped up on that word. Evangelical activist group and think tank with an affiliated lobbying organization. FRC promotes what it considers to be family values, of course. It opposes and lobbies against access to pornography, embryonic stem cell research, abortion, divorce, and LGBT rights, such as anti-discrimination laws, same-sex marriage, same-sex civil unions, and LGBTQ adoption. So kind of like you were saying with Hobby Lobby, they're like, you can't tell us not to discriminate.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, it's my religious right to discriminate against gay people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's whack.
FRC promotes the idea that LGBT people are pedophiles and that same-sex parents are suffering from mental disorders. And then the National Institute for Marriage is a group with the same values as Focus on the Family, and those two groups kind of eventually merged.
Yeah.
In 2017, what was the name of this goddamn thing? Windshape Foundation.
Yeah.
The like fucking fake ass foundation that not Hobby Lobby, that Chick-fil-A made so that they could like, you know, get tax breaks and shit. They donated $150,000 to the Salvation Army, which has been accused of anti-LGBTQ discrimination and advocacy for years, and whose media relations director once claimed gay people, quote, deserve death.
So true. Yeah. No, that's actually, no, it's so correct.
Yes.
Oh, it's It's good.
It's fun being gay.
Yeah.
And they also donated $6,000 to the Paul Anderson Youth Home, a Christian residential home that teaches young boys that same-sex marriage is a rage against Jesus Christ and his values.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, yeah, it's awful. Growing up religious and gay is traumatizing.
Yeah, fully.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I was doing that YouTube video on Focus on the Family and just like all the shit that they were involved with. I remember like after I finished it, I was like, I feel so awful right now. Like I was like triggered as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, I need to not like talk or like look at this stuff anymore.
Yeah.
You know? It really is. It's awful. It's so terrible.
No, it is. It's soul crushing because it's like we're just here trying to live and
true.
People are like actively trying to murder.
It's already so confusing trying to figure out your sexuality in general without a bitch whispering in your ear that you're going to hell for it. Like
exactly. And like the shame and shit that you have to feel. It's so fucked up.
Awful.
And like the Salvation Army too, of course, has like turned away trans and LGBT or like trans and gay, you know, people from its shelters and stuff, and has refused to like serve LGBTQ people.
Like, well, first off, I feel like charity tax breaks are kind of whack.
It's fucked up. Yeah.
But also, if your organization is literally discriminating, then maybe you shouldn't get to qualify as a charity that businesses can donate to and get tax breaks from.
Not very fucking charitable of you, is it?
Truly.
I think we need to narrow the definition of what a fucking charity is.
I agree.
Yeah. So these donations followed the 2012 statements by Dan Cathy, as well as a follow-up statement made by the company promising that the company believed in supporting all people and that they would halt their donations to organizations that had been deemed offensive to the LGBTQ community.
Classic.
However, of course, as we've seen, they continued to donate money to these anti-LGBTQ organizations and, you know, still are doing the same thing to this day. I had articles from 2021 talking about this, so... Clearly, this is something that hasn't changed. So, for all of you fuckers, they go to the Chick-fil-A on 21st and, like, 13th East. You're supporting fucking homophobic chicken. You are actively playing a role in the furthering difficulty of the lives of LGBTQ people. And also, you're making it really fucking annoying when I'm driving up that street and you're all back down the goddamn road, which shouldn't be allowed. It shouldn't you know what? Allowed. Of all of the things that Chick-fil-A have done, this is by far the worst. Creating traffic on 2100, which is already a shit show enough of a road.
I mean, I used to work at the Taco Bell in the district. This is a Utah thing, so if you're not, skip ahead if you're not a Utah person.
Yeah.
I used to work at the Taco Bell in the district, and it was right next to a Chick-fil-A.
Yep.
There were times I could not leave the parking lot because the drive-thru was so fucking backed up. Like, if you're that busy, Chick-fil-A, get two. McDonald's does the 2 drive-through thing. You do the 2 drive-through thing. Like, make it faster.
Or guess what? If you're a person waiting in the Chick-fil-A line and you are your car is trailing out of the goddamn parking lot and you're blocking it, go somewhere else. I promise the chicken is not that good.
It's not worth it.
It's 100% not worth it.
Yeah. Please go literally anywhere. There's so many other places that are probably better.
Yeah.
So,
if not like equivalent.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, or I don't know, cook your children a meal, maybe.
Yeah. Stay home. Popeyes, I've heard they have
even
good
Popeyes.
Chicken sandwiches.
Why not?
Why not?
Yeah.
El Pollo Loco.
Good shit.
Good shit.
Crack Shack, which is the name of a business that is opening.
Oh, dope.
Yeah. Which is directly, I was, more Utah things. I was at Fashion Place Mall the other day, and they have a Shake Shack, and then literally right next door to the Shake Shack, they're opening up a Crack Shack.
Damn.
Which is the literal name of a real business. Crack Shack. They serve chicken.
I wonder how many people have probably gone in and been like, where's the crack?
I know.
Like,
You're claiming.
You're claiming crack. I mean, I just feel like
if you
work there, you're probably like, haha, no,
I bet that, annoying shit.
We serve crack here. It's
LOL.
LMAO.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, change your name of your business, Crack Shack. That's really fucking weird of you.
It's weird.
It's really weird of you.
Yeah, and don't put it next to a Shake Shack. That's gonna get confusing.
Also, what are you doing?
Yeah, it's gonna get confusing.
Too many shacks.
It's way too many shacks.
Cut down on the shack level. Yeah. Radio already gone, so 1 down.
Exactly.
2 to go.
We got one of them, boys. The only shack that I find acceptable is Shaquille O'Neal.
100%.
He can hang.
Yeah.
Him and his general commercials, you know?
Yeah, we like him.
Yeah. He's cool.
So,
at least from what I gather, I don't know. Maybe Shaquille O'Neal sucks.
Who knows?
I've never heard anything.
For
bad.
my own ignorant bliss, I'm gonna just assume that he's like a really
that's the only
chill
Shaq
guy.
I'm down with.
Yeah, yeah. So it's clear that companies with fundamentalist Christian values will always adhere to what conservative Christianity is allowing to be deemed as acceptable, and these companies will always say whatever needs to be said in order to cover their asses and save their profits. And once they've said the right thing, people kind of tend to stop digging. Take Anheuser-Busch, for example. The company has received a ton of backlash recently for their new spokesperson, Dylan Mulvaney, who is a trans woman, who's known mostly for her upbeat and encouraging TikToks.
Oh, yeah.
The right has been in an uproar about her appearance on Bud Light's social media and commercials. And I find this all extremely ironic and a fantastically well-played pivot by Anheuser-Busch, who was facing protests just 2 years ago for supporting politicians who were pushing anti-trans youth bills. So it begs the question, is AB still supporting these politicians and this type of legislation? And if people just stopped looking because of their new spokeswoman? And, like, congrats to Dylan, get that bag, girl. And I'm glad to see that, like, AB is giving a trans woman money, but where is the money going when no one's looking, you know?
Yeah.
Like, how much of her being the spokeswoman is just them, like, saving face, and then underneath they're still doing the shitty shit that they always do.
Yeah, I mean, that's like...
Which is what every company does, right?
The whole month of June, right? Like,
exactly.
They all do that. And I actually looked into that afterwards, and even last year, I think they... donated like 69% of their like lobbying was to Republican candidates and the rest was to Democratic candidates. So it's like they still probably are supporting Republican candidates and politicians who are passing bills that are actively hurting the LGBTQ plus community. So
yeah. So it's like, you know, glad that you're like outwardly trying to act like this is the thing you support, but what are you doing on the inside, you know?
Yeah. It's just liberal shit, you know? Like it's
every
frustrating.
time.
It's all just appearances, but they don't actually change anything. I don't know.
It's like every company that posted like a Black Lives Matter thing,
exactly.
you know?
Yeah.
Anyway, folks, that's that. Don't shop at Hobby Lobby and don't eat Chick-fil-A chicken.
True. Yeah, don't do it. Go to Michael's, go to Popeyes.
Yeah.
Until we probably find out that they're also bad in some way.
I guess support a local craft store. I don't fucking know. Yeah,
shout out Clever Octopus, a thrift craft store in Salt Lake.
They're cute.
They are very cute. I went there the other day and it was really fun to go and look around. So go there if you're in Salt Lake.
Sure. Or like Blick. Oh, I guess Blick is kind of more of that's like a larger.
Yeah, still.
Isn't it? Anyway, it seemed, I don't know, less corporate.
I don't know any like local chicken places. I mean, Mark of the Bistro has good vegan chicken.
Mark of the Bistro is really good. Shout out Mark of the Bistro, by the way.
True.
Great place. Just all around.
Yeah. Anyway. Plugs. Plug time.
Plugs. You can check out our Instagram at Remarks Podcast. And you can check out my Twitter, which is at Phoebes Elise.
Leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. You can look on our Twitter, which is at RemarksPod. You can listen to my music, which is just Taylor Lacey on all streaming services. And my personal Twitter is at Vegetable Trash. And for posterity, I mean, just look up TLace19 on Instagram, too, if you want to look at my personal Insta.
Oh, sure.
But it's mostly just music-related stuff as well. So.
Yeah. But if you're an SLC local and you want to catch some of Taylor's shows, which you should, follow him on Instagram so you can
absolutely
go to his shows. And also, thank you to our patrons.
Yes. I don't have them pulled up. Go ahead and list them.
Justin Vass.
Andrew Vass.
Tere Soltero.
Eden.
And Emily Doran.
We love you all.
You guys are cute and sexy and handsome and fun.
Also the best.
And the best, really.
Truly.
Yeah.
If you want to hear us read some of that fun L. Ron Hubbard
book. Oh my God, we definitely are going to.
You can become a patron yourself. It's $5 a month. Pretty unproblematic amount, I think. But do whatever your wallet allows. But,
sure, yeah.
Yeah.
There's fun stuff on there. You can laugh if you feel like laughing and you enjoy our banter.
So true, bestie. Anyway,
thanks for listening and
K, love you. Bye.